Okay, so joy is the source of all problems. Like, that's a bold statement. It's probably going to ruffle a lot of feathers, but give me a few minutes and I'll explain to you why it's true. Now, the bigger red flag that rises for you, the more we are not understanding our true potential. So let me explain. Life is an unfolding of circumstances. And if we don't see the reason for that, if we don't understand why we're here, if we don't get the evolution of ourselves as a priority, understanding that growth is why we're here. We're not here because someone told us we should be happy all the time. Like, no one said that's guaranteed here. Now, what is guaranteed is that we're here to grow and we're here to get switched on, right? We're here to understand our true possibility. Now, when we frame it like this, when we understand that life is this unfolding of circumstances, and it's a constant one moment. There's only this one moment that is here. There's no future, there's no past. You can think about the future, you can think about the past, but they don't actually exist. So understanding this on a deep level, and then knowing that the unfolding of life's circumstances are truly just the reality that is. It's just the reality that is. And this allowance, this surrender, this acceptance, this gives joy to the experience of the person perceiving that. And then it's realized that joy is the source of that experience, of that problem. Now, of course, if you're in a situation where you're dying and it's extremely painful, it's going to be very, very hard to feel the source of joy, right, in that situation. No doubt. But this does apply to life in basically every circumstance. And it's very easy for us to say, no, this is not true. It's very easy for us to justify against this and defend our desire to feel pain, honestly, and our desire to continue to suffer. And it's not that we would admit that because we don't even know it ourselves. It's just so normalized for us. It's so familiar that we consider basically the normal human way of functioning, which is low-level suffering, to the extremes, which is high-level suffering. We basically justify this and then we defend it. And we think it's in our best interests to do so. So this is the whole misunderstanding. This is the entire misunderstanding that doesn't allow you to see that joy is in the source of all problems. And eventually we start to understand as we see more and more of our problems through our life, and we see how it takes different shapes and different forms, and we see how we learn and we evolve. We understand the nature of this relationship we have to experience and to existence. And as that evolves and as that develops, our sense of inner peace and inner stillness and sense of joy in everything increases. And the deeper that goes, the deeper that journey unfolds, the more we see joy in everything. We see joy not just in the happy things, we see joy in these problems. We see joy in these gateways, these ways that we can enter life fully, because it chips things away within us. It removes the stuff inside us that is out of alignment with our true experience of actually what we are. It helps us cleanse that out. It refines us. And this is a very challenging at times process, but it's very, very deeply beautiful when we understand the nature of it and we understand what this place is. We understand what Earth is. We understand why we're here and that we can live in this joy and that we are this joy. That is our inherent experience when we don't block it, when we don't have all these other things in the way. And life helps us get those things out of the way. And we don't know what's in the way. That's the tricky part. We don't know what's actually blocking us from seeing things. We don't know, we don't know what we don't know. So life has to show it to us through these experiences, through these supposed problems, the appearance of these problems. They're not really inherently problems. That's the tricky kind of understanding that we have to get through. We just have to understand that life is wanting us to grow with it. It's wanting to us evolve. Look at life everywhere. Look at the trees. Look at the birds. Look at everything. It's evolving, and life is supporting that. So life is supporting us to evolve, even when it's challenging. That's how we do evolve. That's the way we the most fast evolve. But like eventually we can learn to ease the difficult part of that evolution. Like, we understand the nature of the relationship to it, and we accept and we allow and we surrender and we move through problems, and then they become less and less problematic, more and more joyful. And then we actually look for little things. We look for the disturbances that we make for ourselves because we know those are openings. We let those go, and there's a deeper opening, there's a deepening there. So there's joy. There's joy in these problems. There's joy in life, in all the experiences. And this doesn't mean, like, joy is not necessarily always a happy feeling. It's a misunderstanding, usually, what we think joy is. Joy is this sort of inherent peaceful contentment and bliss around life. And that can still be at times painful, and that can be difficult, but it's a very real, authentic, intimate experience. There's incredible vulnerability there, and there's incredible passion, but in a content way. It's a making love with life in the moment, this one moment that there is. There's only one moment. Embracing that, seeing that. And then because of this, way less problems actually start to manifest in our lives because we're not sending them out. We're not saying we need help. We're not saying, hey, life, I need help. I need help to evolve here, so give me your problem. And then problems arise, and then we have to go through them. So we just need to become aware of this process primarily, and then it takes care of itself. But it challenges on deeper levels. Bigger challenges come, bigger things arise, and we have to go deeper in our process of allowing that joy to be there, allowing the gateway that we're moving through. Allow ourselves to go through it. Don't resist it. The resistance is the suffering. And yeah, it can get tough, right? Life can get very tough. Not to say it can't. It can get very, very difficult. But at times, that's not the default, the majority of life, and it shouldn't be. That's not what we're here. We're not here brought down here to this place determined to suffer. Like, that's not the point of our existence. That's just the resistance mostly to this evolutionary process that we're in, that we put ourselves here for. We're part of this place. We are life. We are part of this place. We come from this earth. So let's embrace that process. Let's embrace that evolutionary process instead of resisting it, because that's painful and it hurts. And I do this for my own reasons. Like, this is not just for the collective. I'm not doing this for everybody. I'm also doing this primarily for my own experience, because it makes life a hell of a lot sweeter, a hell of a lot brighter, and a hell of a lot more functional. Our relationships are better. We're more discerning. We understand ourselves more. So you can't necessarily like leapfrog or skip this process, but you can really help yourself along by knowing that you're in this process. Most people just don't know they're in this process, or they give very little attention to it. So just give more attention to the process of evolution. It doesn't have to happen today, tomorrow. It's an ongoing thing. It's a constant deepening. But give attention to it to help yourself along the way, because it just makes it a lot easier, honestly. And you have to learn your own ways, right? You have to learn your own ways through it. What I've learned is not what you're going to learn. What I've unlearned is not what you're going to unlearn. So yeah, sign up willingly. It makes it a heck of a lot better.